Hello, Internet. I'm Leo Sierras, and this is a political story going on in Texas right now. Um, I'm sure most of you are aware of the immigration problem going on in Texas and how it's going about recently, as reported on The Hill. The Biden administration earlier this month rescinded Title 42, a Trump-era immigration rule that prevented people seeking asylum from getting an immediate hearing if they were coming from a country with a communicable disease, such as the coronavirus. Title 42's rescission is effective May 23rd. Now, a big key proponent of states that is focused on said border is Texas. And our governor, Greg Abbott, decided to take action on removing Title 42. So, coming to us from NBC News, from Washington, a group of undocumented migrants arrived in the nation's capital Wednesday on a bus sent by Texas Governor Greg Abbott, part of the Republican governor's strategy to oppose the Biden administration's rescinding of the Trump-era border policy. So, there's been buses and planes sent over to Washington, D.C. from Texas to send migrants over. Now, why would Governor Abbott do this? Well, according to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, and he says here, and I quote from the CNN, "By busing migrants to Washington, D.C., the Biden administration will be able to more immediately meet the needs of the people they are allowing to cross our border," Abbott said in the statement. "Texas should not have to bear the burden of the Biden administration's failure to secure our border." Thank you, Greg. And during all of this, after a long trip, stopping over to D.C., The Hill has said in the following statement: "The White House last week published Abbott's plan to send migrants to Washington as a publicity stunt." And we get a quote from Jen Psaki from The Hill. "I'm not aware of what authority the governor would be doing that under," White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki told reporters. "I think it's pretty clear this is a publicity stunt. His own office admits that a migrant would need to be voluntarily be transported, and he can't compel them to because, again, enforcement of our country's immigration laws lies with the federal government, not a state." Psaki later continues from The Hill, in a statement on Wednesday, Psaki slammed Abbott's immigration policy, saying his unnecessary and redundant inspections of trucks transiting ports of entry between Texas and Mexico are causing significant disruptions to the food and automobile supply chains, delaying manufacturing, impacting jobs, and raising prices for families in Texas and across the country. So this seems to be an interesting stunt or a form of protest, as there have been buses that showed up to the White House. From coming to us from CNN, we got a tweet from John Roberts. "Texas Governor Greg Abbott carries out his pledge to transport illegal migrants to Washington, D.C. The bus pulled up right in front of the building that houses Fox News, NBC News, and C-SPAN. So there have been people that have been coming in. And it's all apparently voluntarily. According to Sister Charlotte Wagner, quote from CNN, says, "They're tired, they're hungry, They need new clothing, a shower. They're asking for a change of clothes and a shower, said Sister Charlotte Wagner with Catholic Charities DC. Continuing on from CNN, Catholic Charities DC also bought bus tickets for migrants to journey to other cities, including Miami. Coming to us from NBC News, Abbot, who is running for re-election in November, said last week that he had directed the Texas Division of Emergency Management to charter buses to transport the migrants to D.C. The buses should not... let me go back. Abbot, who is running for re-election in November, said last week that he had directed the Texas Division of Emergency Management to charter buses to transport the migrants to D.C. Texas should not have to bear the burden of the Biden administration's failure to secure our border, he said Wednesday. And amidst all this, also from NBC News, from The Hill, Beto O'Rourke made the statement, "If Abbott focused on solutions instead of stunts, then Texas could have made some real progress on the issue over the last 7 years." Thank you, Beto. So, is this a stunt? Is this a stunt? Is this a protest? This is a very interesting approach. I'll have to ask you guys in comments and tell me what you think. Alright, well, thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a great day.